This episode of Disturbed, the American Horror Story Podcast, is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Know a podcast fan? Tweaked Audio headphones make the perfect gift. For awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website. Simply go to southgatemediagroup.com.
Welcome to Disturbed. Tonight we are talking about Season 8, Episode 7, Traitor. My name is Chris Mao, and with me tonight is...
Rob Southgate. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Hi, Rob. I'm doing well, thanks.
So, should we give some social media right up front?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, for the show, it's on Twitter at Disturbed Pod. You can also find us on Facebook at Disturbed Podcast. And we have had a little bit of conversation going with that, which is awesome. Most conversation has been while we're doing these live, which has been fantastic. I know we were going to try and do Tuesday. That did not work out this week. So tonight we were doing episode 7. We were supposed to do episode 7 and 8, and none of the services worked. It would play like 10-second clips of it and then crash. I'm talking Apple TV. I'm talking, Comcast. Everything I used, it bailed. So sorry about that. We're doing episode 7. We'll try and get to 8 as soon as all that is worked out. You can follow me at our Southgate, and you can also follow the company, Southgate Media Group, on Patreon. You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us at SMG Pods on Twitter and on Instagram. And Chris, go ahead.
Absolutely. I can be found at Blue Box Cafe or Blue Box Cafe 176, also at GeeksCon and all the social media platforms.
Yes, and you had a big announcement this week about GeeksCon.
Yeah, absolutely. We have decided on a date for Volume 2. It's going to be March 9th and 10th. It's going to be in downtown Elgin. More info to come very soon after we get some things finalized, but we've got it all set up, so we're good to go, and we're excited.
That's awesome.
Bigger venue, number 2. It's going to be great.
Yeah. And just so you know, there are a lot of events coming up at Blue Box Cafe in Elgin. So if you happen to be out that way or can get out there, we've got a bunch of things coming up. We've got Live at the Blue Box a couple of times coming up soon. We've got not tomorrow, Saturday. Tomorrow from when this airs. Yes. We've got a microcon where we've got local comic book artists and writers that are going to be out there. It's for free. You can come out and meet some people and have some awesome food. And I'm sure everything will be pumpkin spiced. And you can also later in the month, I think it's on the 22nd or 23rd. It's a Friday. We are doing Must Hear TV, which is a fundraiser for our network because this stuff costs money. And that'd help with that. And we're doing Thanksgiving themed TV shows. So we're doing an episode of Gilmore Girls, an episode of WKRP, and an episode of Cheers that are all Thanksgiving.
Are we doing the turkeys?
We are doing the turkeys, all 3 of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and if you don't know any of the 3, I'm just telling you, if you know one of the 3, the other 2 are just as good.
Oh yes, they are awesome.
Yeah, so all good ones. And then we've got more stuff coming up in December. So, follow us on social media, and we do put out there what we are doing. And then also, if you go to our website, if you go to southgatemediagroup.com, right on the main page now, I've been doing a lot of work on it. We just posted our schedule of when we post our shows. And this is the first time we've ever put that out there. So our fall lineup is up, and for 2 weeks, we have hit every day that we have said, which...
2 out of 3
unlike us. Yeah. So, all right, let's get into this episode. This was a big witchy episode.
It was very witchy, and it was awesome. And you called it about Joan Collins coming back, which was great to see, and it's awesome.
That was great. And see, this is why I'm so upset that I don't have my notes. I can't find my notes anywhere. Her name is what? Bubbles McGee?
Bubbles McGee, and she's so it opens up and she's in this B slasher movie, which is horrendous.
A Christmas to Dismember.
Yes.
Which sounded like a Hallmark movie, and then you see the guy's stomach get split open and she drops an F-bomb, and I'm like, this isn't really a 70s TV Hallmark type movie.
No.
But
it was a Spenguli movie. For those of you from Chicago,
I would have totally watched this. Yeah. I loved it, and she was so fantastic in it. And it was very much Creep Show.
Oh yeah,
which I completely love.
It was everything. It was Creep Show. It was a very Halloween movie, even though it was at Christmas. It was great.
Oh, it was great. When Santa throws the decapitated heads down the chimney.
Yes.
I was like, you know what? Could we just watch this for the next hour? Because it's so fabulous. And then it took us out of it. Oh, and I loved how it went to the whole like Saturday special.
Yeah.
That whole thing was just so great. And they did the other trick later where they did that, the Seven Wonders thing again, which
yes.
I really dig that when they play around with the video.
Mm-hmm.
They went out of it though. So we're watching this thing and of course you're like, okay, I get the joke. I thought they were just going to kind of do that as a way to show us what was happening, but instead they pulled out of it and we find out, I don't know if you knew this, Bubbles is a witch.
Oh no, when they did that, oh yeah, no, when she hears the crew member talk about her, hey, the old lady still got it, and she's like, and then the guy goes, I have to go to the bathroom. It was perfect.
Well, it was really funny because when that was happening, I was thinking, oh, well, we didn't see that she was psychic before.
Right.
And then as soon as you saw Myrtle show up, I'm like, oh my God, of course, she's a witch, which goes back to what you and I were talking about last week. When we were talking about the different people that were there and we're like, why are they here? Why is this one? And why is this? She was there because she was one of the witches.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, so does this, thinking forward or thinking back, does this mean she isn't actually getting killed in the movie? Or that she's being resurrected when they come and resurrect them? Because
they didn't resurrect her.
Well, we don't know that because we never see her to actually die. We just see Mr. Gallant in what Langdon makes him see is that he's killing his grandmother, but she may not be dead. We don't see that. I'm thinking she's coming back for more.
Did we have a scene where we didn't have a scene where Langdon had a run-in with Bubbles, so he doesn't know.
He doesn't know, and
the ones who know are Ariel and what's his name? DB Wong and Azrael or Ariel.
Baldwin.
Yeah, Baldwin and Ariel.
Ariel and Baldwin.
They know. And then, of course, John Henry knows, which
yes.
we'll get there. But he wouldn't know. So there's a good chance she will get resurrected.
Or that she wasn't actually. What if she wasn't killed and that was just him playing on Gallant's mind? And then all of a sudden she just disappears or something happens to her and she's not there.
What if she was doing a trick on his mind?
Yeah, absolutely.
On Langdon's mind. That's a possibility too. Or maybe she got killed and we know that, I can't think of anybody's
Mallory.
names. Mallory can resurrect. That was crazy. The flashback stuff with the witches
was good.
It was great. I loved seeing all of them again. I loved how they're defining them so fast again.
Mm-hmm.
When you saw, Mallory's thing was great, and you saw how powerful she is. And then how about the fact that they did the Seven Wonders with her, and they declared her the next Supreme?
Right. Well, no, they haven't done her. They haven't done the Seven Wonders with her, but they're in the process of doing it because they know that she's powerful. So.
Yeah, but they said, we have a new Supreme. And then she said, well, no, not yet. But we know that she's passed all the tests now. So she is legit. And
she said there was more tests to go, I thought.
No, she said that was the final of the 7, was the resurrection.
Okay. No, because the final of the 7 is not resurrection. The final of the 7 is facing the underworld, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I thought it said that it was her final 7th.
Maybe it was. I don't know. No, because Whatchamajigger went through 6 or 7. The other one, Misty. I don't know. That's not what I got from Mallory. I got from her that I don't know why mine's not popping up. I'm upset.
Sorry, Chris. You're not as cool. I'm the 8th wonder. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this might be something that if we got somebody else, I know we've got a couple of people watching right now. If somebody caught how this worked, I swear that they said that she's, ready, like she's passed. And Cordelia was like, no, we're not done yet, because Cordelia has to pass for her to move into Supreme. but she has shown all the attributes. Now the Warlocks were trying to force Langdon into the position, but now we're seeing that behind the scenes that our guy that was there with oh my God, what's his name? Merlot Bashanti. Whatever.
Oh yeah, Chablis.
I'm telling you, without my notes, it is
Chablis, right?
Chablis,
I couldn't find it as Chablis. Yes.
But we know that he's not buying it. We know that John Henry wasn't buying it. So it was those two guys that were forcing the issue to make him the Supreme. And if you go by the timeline of what was happening, that all happened at the same time that they were doing the Seven Wonders with Mallory, because they showed
or they did it just after they did the Mallory. Well,
but it's really close, and the Warlocks have no idea about Mallory,
right?
So I think that is going to play in as we go forward. I think that we're going to find out that that Mallory is in position to be the Supreme. I think by the end of this season, Cordelia will die. I mean, she's got that wound or whatever. Right. I think she will die. Mallory will step into the Supreme role, and that's how she will be the one that will defeat Langdon. Well, but she very well could resurrect Bubbles, which would be fabulous.
Well, let me maybe I don't want to say point something out, but even though Cordelia comes back after the apocalypse, do you think Langdon doesn't destroy the world until he is the Supreme? So maybe Cordelia passes and then Mallory resurrects her, because isn't Mallory resurrecting all the others? So maybe part of the plan is they let Michael believe that he's killing all the witches, and then the witches get resurrected one at a time.
Right. That very well could be it. And
I've not seen anything else besides this. So I'm just coming up with it. I haven't, I'm not.
No, we are really, this is the only thing the two of us have seen. So everything we're saying is complete conjecture here.
Sure. And then what about Coco's power? I'm going to say, just to get off track with us, Coco's powers. I can tell the calories.
300 calories. 370 calories.
And then 80. A snowball doesn't have 80. I mean, and that goes to the great scene with Mallory, where
but Gabrielle turns the thing around.
Yeah,
and she's bitten into it. She's like, "I always take a bite. They're terrible."
Yeah, they're terrible. And then,
which she's wrong, because when I could eat that stuff, I loved it, even though it was horrible. I still would eat them. Who cares? It's creamy and chocolate and coconut and marshmallow. But yeah, that scene when she did the thing on her neck, and they're like, what kind of magic was that?
What the blank is that? They're all going, I've never seen that. So
never seen that. And it was so great how she did it. She just pulls it right out.
Yeah.
But Coco is so lame. It's
because
lame,
there is going to be, I guarantee you there's going to be something that she does that's going to be fantastic.
I guarantee it too.
Oh yeah. Cause they already foreshadowed it. Cornelius
it's too funny.
That'll benefit. Yeah.
It's too funny. And I did really like her hero scene when she's like, my powers are lame. I've got this, but they're lame. And Cordelia's like, look, I have a very specific purpose for you.
Yeah.
And she went up and she did the thing to Mead, and, baited Mead, and Mead shoots her with the tranquilizer. And she's like, that was her whole purpose, was to do that. It's like, she was supposed to be the sacrificial lamb, but not die. And that was exactly what the setup was. And she's like, am I going to die? They're like, yeah, no.
Well, that ties into cult, because wasn't her and Billy Eichner that she was supposed to be the sacrificial lamb?
Yes.
And then, so this is a repeat in the second one, but she
once again, sacrificial lamb.
Yes.
But she was that whole thing was great. The whole thing with her powers, it's just a lame power. But I love that she knows it. I love that she's not like, I'm a witch. She's just like,
this sucks.
There could be a real purpose to this.
But she's like, I'll help people around the world lose weight. I could be the human Weight Watcher. What the?
So funny.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. The other thing, and I'm really jumping ahead, but the visual at the end, after the scene we just talked about, when the witches are walking those guys out to the posts, and they've got Mead after that scene, and they're out there, they're black, and they've got their umbrellas. And I was just like, God, I could live in this moment. This is really good.
Oh, and then John Henry shows up, and you're like, "Oh my God!"
How about his swagger when he walked out? I mean, he walked out like a boss. And the thing is, okay, if you think about the dynamics that have been setting up with the warlocks and the witches and everything, he is not walking out like, I'm the man. There wasn't this like, it's like, I'm a warlock. These are the witches. That's the supreme.
Right.
Like it was
totally aligned,
but it was respect. It was awesome. It was an awesome scene.
Well, and he's a very powerful warlock too. So he's not as powerful as Ariel, but he's pretty close. I think he was second strongest of the whole, whatever. I don't know if you call it coven, whatever you call it. And so he had some arrogance about him, but he was very good. He's like, yeah. And then he got his revenge.
Well,
totally. It was great.
I think that he fits the dynamic that has been set up that they have had. These other guys, it seems like they were trying to do this, warlocks are now going to be in charge. He's more of the mindset of whoever is most powerful at that moment is the one that it should be in charge.
Sure.
It's not a battle of the sexes, witches versus warlocks. It's we are, for lack of a better term, magical people.
Right.
And whoever's in charge is in charge. And I think that's just a great character attribute for him.
Sure.
And I think that when he walked out with that swagger, it wasn't, I'm the guy, I'm alive. It was, I was right.
Yeah.
You guys are toolboxes. Respect Cordelia. Just imagine if Jessica Lange's character was still there. I mean,
absolutely.
Owning it. So I was in love with that whole last segment. The visuals of them burning them, him dumping the gas on them. And then they're like, look, I love how they have the rules too. Witches don't burn witches. Witches don't burn warlocks. We can't do it. Witches can't burn warlocks, but witches can burn witches.
Right.
That's when he walked out and he's like, but warlock can burn a warlock.
Warlock can burn a warlock.
Absolutely. And Need's not a witch. So they had no problem burning her.
Right.
How about that when they were burning her? Did you notice how much she looked like Twisty?
Oh yeah. And how she just enjoyed it, how she was embracing it. She's like, oh, this is cool. So,
but why is she looking up like she's talking to God? Take me, Father, and all that. That's not, if she's a Satanist, why would she be looking up to the heavens?
I don't know.
That was a little weird.
Yeah, because she should have been looking down, shouldn't you?
I would think, or maybe it's just, maybe they pray, she's praying out to the ether.
Right.
Throwing it out there. But to me, I kept watching and thinking, it's not computing here why she's doing that.
Well, I mean, maybe she's just showing, difference to a deity and just looking up because that's where deities should be. So,
yeah, right.
Because, obviously the typical thing is heaven's up and hell is down, but, they're probably just different places. That's all.
Hi, everyone. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. If you're anything like me, I know you're going to shop at Amazon this holiday season. When you do, please go to southgatemediagroup.com first and click on the Amazon ad in the upper right-hand corner. That'll take you directly to Amazon, just like normal, but it will also help our podcast network out. When you do that, our network gets a little commission on everything you buy on that visit. The best part is, it won't cost you a penny. You get the same great deals. You can even use Amazon Prime just like you normally do, but we get a tiny little sliver of what you spend. This is how we pay to keep the podcast coming. If you could remember to do this, it would have really helped support this show and our whole network. Thanks so much for listening. Thank you so much for your valuable time. And now, back to the show.
Yeah, could be. I don't know, man. I don't know, but that whole last segment, I just completely dug.
I love the whole thing. I love that she, that Cordelia knew something was up and she even prepared long before.
Oh my God. Cordelia she's on
sharp.
This. When they did that thing where they were like, and she's like, I prepared this a while ago. That goes 2 years before the apocalypse. You're like, oh my God, she's moving chess pieces before there are chess pieces to move.
Right. Absolutely, and she raised Myrtle back up, and who was pissed,
which was
great.
great.
I told you not to call me, and then she's like, I need help, and it was very vulnerable moment for her.
That was great, and that was followed once again by the absolutely great scene of Bubbles and Myrtle having dinner with the Warlocks, and she's just reading their minds. They have no idea,
right?
They're just like, oh, you're a witch. I mean, that's all they knew. And they're sitting there like, we're going to kill these women and all that. And Bubbles just plays it cool. As soon as they're done, she's like, yeah, these guys are toast.
Right.
And then they totally did the Matrix mouths on them.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was Cordelia at the end. That was great. So where they come in.
She's like, you got something to say? Pop.
But that was a very, they stole the powder thing right from the X-Men. Wasn't that an X-Men thing? The powder that kills only mutants? Or the virus that only kills
the virus,
mutants.
Yeah, that kills only mutants. Yeah. That
scene was great because I was like, man, B.D. Wong, Baldwin's turning bad on Ariel and was going to kill him when he reveals the thing. And he's like, oh, it only works on women. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, right.
It was like a bad villain, giving away his plan. And then,
well, once again, just like I said in the other episode, I got a little lost in the time frame there when that was starting to happen. I'm like, wait a minute. Are we past the point where John Henry's dead when that was going on, or was this something happening concurrently? And then as soon as they, closed up their mouths, I'm like, oh, I know exactly where we are.
Yes.
I don't know. For some reason, I can track this stuff so easily.
But she said before they went there, now it's time to fire the first shot. I knew that's what it was going to be. I knew they didn't scale back the time, because it wasn't that right before when she got all the witches and she's like, oh, it's time to
right. Yeah.
Mess some people up. So let's go.
I have been sick. We figured out today for 21 days. So my brain is slightly mushy. So I'm having a little trouble tracking some of this.
No, stuff. I know it is. It was hard this one because there was a lot of back and forth.
But at the same time, I was riveted by this episode. And
what about, we didn't even talk about, I thought was the coolest part, Papa Legba. That was awesome.
Oh my God. Well, it even started with the Voodoo Queen, and that was great. And then they get Papa Legba, and that was great.
Well, that was the first scene, right? The voodoo thing.
The very first thing was the voodoo thing, and she did the thing to the guy where he had to drink the heart and fingernail smoothie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I love it. She goes, "Oh, strawberries to make it go down smoother." She's like, no.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think.
But did you not? So, knowing the name of the episode as being Traitor, and then you see her doing the thing, and then grabbing somebody's heart. I was like, oh my God, she's a Satan worshiper. She's she's going to be the.
Think that's what was it was.
Well, she's going to be the traitor, and then it obviously turns out that at least we don't know if she is. Heart and fingernail smoothies. Mm.
I'm going to say she's not. But I'm going to say that Traitor was referring to.
I'm not. I'm going with somebody else. I'm telling you right now. I think that was
somebody else.
Well,
you think it was showing us a scene in here that had a traitor, but we don't know for sure who it is. Like,
is it Joan Collins? Is it Bubbles? Yeah. Is it Myrtle? Is it who? Who is it?
Who's the traitor?
Or is it Nan? Which was great to see her. So, with the Legba scene where they bring back Nan. So, the girl with Down syndrome.
I forgot about that. Oh my gosh, what a great scene!
Yeah,
and how great was she in that scene?
Yeah,
where she's like, "I love it in hell. I miss my friends." I'm like, "Oh my God, Nan, this is too much." And especially after we saw the Jessica Lange scene earlier in the season, and now we see Nan, and I'm like, "This is all just so sweet. Yeah. This is so good." It's as sweet as heart and fingernail smoothie. It'd only be better if it was pumpkin spiced. That's what they should have put in there as they gave it to him.
Oh, we got it. Oh, yeah. Just because it was like in Hollywood or something, and she was doing that. So, well, and I didn't know she was the Voodoo Queen. Now that they killed,
the other one.
Yeah.
So and that was something else we had talked about in an earlier episode. I wasn't sure that she was the Voodoo Queen, and you were saying you thought she was.
Right.
You were right.
And she is. So
yeah.
When they summoned Legba, did you think it was going to be Mordeth from?
Yes.
I thought it was. I saw the hat. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're bringing him back.
Yeah,
which would have been fantastic, but no.
But this was great. This was great. And
the only way it would have been better is, I'm sorry, if they would have brought the guy who did the 7-Up commercial and it was in the James Bond movie, would that have been a great, I mean, I think he's passed, but that would have been a great leg bug.
Yes. How about the guy from Juju from Major League?
Oh, yeah.
Get him in it.
Dennis Haber, is that his name? Yeah.
Is that who it is? Yeah.
Yeah, he does the Allstate commercials now.
Right.
So, yeah.
You're in good hands with Papa
Ligma.
Yeah, I don't know. I just have nothing but great things to say about where we're at in this season. I have had such a blast. And the fact that I'm having this much fun and there's no Evan Peters this week. And I always, he's always such a good time, but they're all just like knocking it out of the park.
Oh, yeah. And it's all strange. How about Kathy Bates going to the meat shop before she confronts Coco? Throwing a couple hooves for the satanic thing.
Yeah, we'll get some satanic flavor to it. So throw in some hooves.
Satanic Zing. That was a great idea.
Yeah, right. Well, and that's the other thing. When you talk about Kathy Bates, I mean, she is on fire again, but she is kind of playing a secondary role.
Sure.
But like that character is so defined. And the fact that now she's been burned, now we know why she's dead. And then Langdon builds a robot version of her, which is completely bizarre. What is this robot technology that we're about to see?
Right. Well, he's the devil's child, so he can do what he wants.
Son of the devil, dude.
That's right.
Yeah, don't fear the Reaper, man.
Well, you're pulling out soundtrack from last week, so because that was in there when she did the the hitchhiker, right? So,
right. I was actually thinking Bill and Ted's.
Oh, Bill and Ted's, yes. So great.
You sank my battleship. You sank my battleship. 2 out of 3. Damn right. That's a pretty good impression. Not really.
It was not, yeah, no, but it's okay. So yeah, no, right. They were good. I did too. I could not believe how fast this episode went. And even like Murder House seemed like it wasn't long at all, but it seemed a little bit longer.
This seemed like a short episode.
Oh yeah, and because it had a lot of the current witches had them getting back together and enjoying it. A lot of Cordelia, which I thought was really good, and then they're messing with the warlocks. I thought it was a great episode.
I think that how they set the season up at the first part, how it was so like off kilter, and we were trying to figure out what's going on and where is this leading. I think a real benefit to that is it has made this absolutely a standalone season.
Sure,
we're tying into Murder House, we're tying into Coven. We've had Hotel.
Right.
But frankly, if this was your first encounter with the show, because of that bizarre beginning, it filled in enough of the blanks that as these things are happening, I have a feeling a new viewer would just be accepting them like, oh, there's witches. Okay.
Sure.
Oh, look, there's ghosts. Got it. We haven't seen any vampires yet. They're here.
Right. They have to be.
I mean, we may not see them, but they're here. So I'm still blown away by that twisty look she had. Like, I'm like, what? That was very much twisty.
Sure. I think so too.
So is there a tie they're going to find there, which would be very bizarre, but you never know.
Yeah. Cause I didn't think they were going to Freak Show or to, they did Hotel,
but I didn't know they were doing Hotel. I didn't know. I knew Coven and I knew Murder House.
Right.
And that was it. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe we'll get an asylum sighting. They're taking all the actors and having them play their old characters. I mean, at this point, anybody could show up.
Yeah, no, and they have used them. So they've used a lot of asylums.
The preview for the next episode.
I didn't see it.
Okay. All I have to say is if that's a character that Evan Peters has played, I have not seen him before, but oh my God, the bowl haircut is incredible. That's all I'm going to say.
Lobster Boy?
No, it's not Lobster Boy. That would be, he's dead, isn't he? Did he die?
Probably. Yeah, no, he did, but we can always go back.
Just bring him back. Yeah.
They're raising everybody else from the dead. Why not? Let's go.
Why not? Come on, Lobster Boy. Yeah, you know what? If you're going to raise people back, bring the commish back because I loved him on here. So, all right. Did we cover everything?
I think we did. I don't think there's anything else. I'm looking forward to it because there's only 3 episodes left.
Yeah.
So they got to start wrapping this up because we need to get to the battle.
Yep. We're about there. You know what, Chris? I'm going to bring this up on here because there was a suggestion made on our one of our forums. I don't know where. I think it was on Facebook, but Chris, our listener that keeps jumping in on these, said, I would love to jump on for a couple episodes. Well, I don't know if that works for this dynamic, but I think after the season, we should see if Chris or anybody else wants to maybe do, like, if we get a couple of people, we'll do a little roundtable talking about this season. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I think so.
So if you out there are interested in jumping on and having the conversation with us, let us know. It would be a recap after the fact, maybe a week, 2 weeks afterwards. And we'll just kind of talk out this season and laugh about stuff and have a good time and enjoy a good heart and fingernail smoothie. I
want strawberries though.
Yeah, really.
Actually, I want to mix with a snowball. That would be awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And Coco can tell us how many calories it is. Well, that heart and fingernail, that's only 20 calories, but the snowball ups it another 70.
It does. Absolutely.
So let's wrap it up. Find us on social media at Disturbed Pod or Disturbed Podcast. Facebook, we have a group on there. We post the episodes. I was actually thinking about starting a group on there if enough people wanted to jump in and actually get more conversation going.
Sure.
But let's see. Let me know if you're interested in keeping the conversation alive throughout the year. It's a really easy way to turn something on with that. If you're interested in being on some type of roundtable, let us know. You can email us at southgatemediagroup@gmail.com. You can put it in the show notes. You can put it on YouTube in the show notes. We see it all. And you can also write me directly. I told you the email, but you can also go through Twitter at @RSouthgate. That's me. I get them all there. I also get all the at SMG Pods stuff. Or on Instagram too. You can look up Rob Southgate. And Chris, where can they find you?
Our Blue Box Cafe or Blue Box Cafe 176 on social media. Also at GeeksCon. That's Geeks with a Z.
And hey, I want to throw one more thing out there, one more little bit of business, because now it is November 1st. So the holidays are coming. In case you didn't know, go into a lot of the stores. They're already playing the Christmas music. But here's the deal.
I thought I heard Easter stuff, but that's just me.
Yeah, right. Today we were firing off fireworks, getting ready for the 4th of July.
2020.
One way that you can support us, we do have a Patreon for Southgate Media Group. A lot of people are like, but I want to support this show, or I want to do something. I don't know what I could do. So I'm gonna put this on at the end of the episodes, but I want to talk about it here for a second. If you go to our website, if you go to southgatemediagroup.com, in the upper right-hand corner is an Amazon link. If you click on that before you shop at Amazon, it'll take you right to Amazon. Okay. And from there, anything you buy in that session, we get a little tiny, like 1% sliver of. And I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but if everybody listening here went to that link before they shopped this Christmas, guess what? It would help pay for the feed. It would pay for this show. It would make a huge difference immediately if people did that. Doesn't cost you a dime. If you have Amazon Prime and you're getting all these deals, guess what? You still get them. You get Black Friday and Amazon Prime, free shipping and all this. Doesn't change any of that. All it does is they take a little tiny commission and thank us for directing you to them. So I'm asking people, if you are going to shop at Amazon, which most of us do, try to remember to go to our website, click on that link. I can't tweet it out or anything. That's part of the agreement. We're not even supposed to talk about it, but it's stupid. I want to talk about it because I want people to do it because it helps pay for things. I will put something in the show notes if I can. If not, once again, southgatemediagroup.com, go to the upper right-hand corner, click on the Amazon link, or go to the Disturbed Podcast page on Amazon and click on that link. And that would really, truly help. All right?
All right.
All right. That's it. Chris, you got any final thoughts?
Yeah, resurrect me later, please.
That'll be about 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. Okay, Chris, back into your rubber suit.